Tierny back again with the Craft and Loft tutorial. So, you guys all know, I love to make, and if you don't know, now you know, okay? I like to make handmade crafty gifts for my family and friends, and I like for them to be unique because I mean you can buy a lot of things from the stores and everybody might have it, which is fine. It's okay to have the same thing as someone else, but just to have your own spin and touch on it, especially with someone like me with my name Tierny and my daughter whose name is Sadaria. She loves to have things with her name on it. So one of the things I'm going to walk through today is how to create a fun keychain, keyring, using Zindy acrylic blanks. We're going to apply, we're not going to apply a vinyl. I'm going to show you how to make a cute keychain, and this is just a little sneak peek. We're using their blank. This is just a little sneak peek. I haven't assembled it yet because I wanted to do this with a complete walkthrough with you guys. And I'm going to walk through resin, how we're going to apply resin. We're also going to apply, and I didn't bring it over here for the intro, but we're going to apply glitter versus using vinyl. It's a real cost-effective way to make something quick, cheap, and memorable. So I want you to hold on to your seats because we're going to walk through how to create something super fun, lasting, everlasting, and memorable for a family, loved one, or even yourself. Stay tuned. All right, guys, so we're gonna go ahead and replicate this keychain. So what I did is I purchased a bunch of cute acrylic blocks, and these are one of my favorite cute little balloon puppies. They look like a puppy, and it's made out of balloon. I got a bunch of different sizes. And the one we're going to work on today is this medium size. It doesn't have the hole in it, but I have the drill bit that can penetrate the hole. However, it's really not that important today. So maybe I'll just go ahead and do the big one since there's a hole in it. Yeah, I'll go ahead and do that one. Please excuse me for the background noise. It is the holiday season, so I'm able to have some free time to make additional videos. And so we've got a lot of guests over enjoying this time with us. But as you can tell, my mom, she actually made this glitter ball with rhinestones, and those will also are posted on my website and also in my Etsy store. But we're going to focus today on this super cute glitter pup, and we're actually going to go ahead and use the same color glitter for the big one because I had an order that came in for several different sizes of these, so we'll go ahead and use that. All right, let's go ahead and put all of my cute little decorations to the side because I love them so. Bring out my silicone mat. And, oh yeah, and also in the shop you'll find we've got, this is the latest pen that's been selling for birthdays. It looks like birthday balloons for the bubblegum beads. It's a blue metallic pen. It is a ballpoint pen, and it's got the cute balloon dog charm that hangs. So when you write, it's kind of like birthday. And you can also purchase these on my website on www.thecraftandloft.com. thecraftandloft.com. All right, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to first start by removing the brown paper from my acrylic blank. And I like to work one side at a time. And I usually use some tight needle nose tweezers. They're actually sharper than needle nose if you can see them. I'm not sure if you can tell how. Yeah, my son just lost both teeth, so if you hear some random whistling, that's my little babe, my little Christmas. So the first thing I'm going to do is take my tweezers and remove the brown wrapping on one side. And it's super easy to peel off from this company. I'll go ahead and send you their link as well. And on our replica keychain, I did both sides because I don't know, for some reason on keychains, you don't know which way your keys are going to go, especially with lobster claw clips. You don't really know, right? So for this one, we're going to go ahead and we're going to take our resin. We're going to squirt our resin into a disposable cup. And I'm using the last of this because this was like the very first bottle that I bought a couple months ago of this resin. And it's so funny because I bought like 4 different brands, but I always end up using this original brand. So you guys get to see right here that I've made almost 50 projects with just this small 25 grams of UV resin. I've made so many projects. So what, a project, a gram. And so I'll go ahead and get the bigger bottle, and you can tell the difference in size. It's the same company, it's just that Amazon decided to put a sticker over the label, but it is, as you can tell with the print, it is the same product. It's just a bigger bottle. So I'm gonna go ahead and just put a little bit more, because even though I'm going to, it's not like epoxy where you've got your 2 sides, your A and your B side, and it will thicken up like I did with my epoxy. I'll let it sit, and it thickens like glue if you just let it sit for too long of a period of time. So you can stick this in your reusable or disposable cup, and you go ahead and mix your glitter with your resin. Once you scoop it in there, let's go ahead and use the thicker side because I am very impatient. I'm just gonna dump that into my cup. Let me get a popsicle stick. As you can tell, I kind of heaped it in there pretty good. It's a pretty good heap. And I'll go ahead and mix that up. Depending on how much glitter you use, you could tell, like, just by me dropping it like that, the glitter is nice and pasty. You can add more resin to your mixture if you want it a little bit more watery, but be careful because bubbles do tend to occur, and they will appear in the mixture. So I'm gonna lay that on a napkin, and I'm gonna let this pour out and grab my silicone brush, because I will probably have to spread, because it's almost like you're doming your acrylic piece. And I like to start on the thicker piece of my acrylic and just kind of like run it over as many pieces as I can, because I'm going to I got over on the side on that, which is so easy to clean up, by the way. So I'm going to take my silicone brush and just kind of like paint all the way to the edges of my acrylic block. As you can tell, it's just so easy to work with. It'll spread easy. Try not to get it over the hole, but if you do, if you take a push pin or a straight pin, you can just stick it right through there as it's curing, and you pull that pin out. Because of that alloy metal, it shouldn't stick to your resin. It shouldn't, because this will dry super quick in under your UV lamp. And again, this is UV resin. I'm sorry if I did not say that earlier, but it is UV resin, and it will cure super quick. Super quick by quicker than epoxy. All right, let's get the tail. This little buddy is so cute. I love these. It just makes me feel like birthday celebration whenever I do anything with these balloon pups. All right, it looks like it's pretty good. Yeah, and even though there's some more left in my cup, I also like to just make sure I just scoop a little bit at the very end, because like I said, it domes, it like shrinks to its size, and this just adds extra glitter. I'll take a dry silicone brush and make sure my edges are free and clear of my silicone glitter. With resin, as you can tell, I'm less, what's the best word to use? Careful? I'm less careful with resin because it's so easy to clean up. Epoxy it is too when it's in its rare wet form, but resin is like so forgiving and it's so immediate, you know? So I try to make sure I stay on top of my resin over my epoxy because epoxy takes a little bit of time to cure. Resin is more immediate. And I like to bring my UV lamp over my resin, over my silicone mat. So if there's any resin that's stuck on the mat, it's gonna clip to it and I'm gonna have to remove it before. Otherwise it will cure under it. So I'm gonna move everything that's resin out of the way. I'm going to leave my pup on my silicone mat. I'm going to take my UV lamp and I'm going to go ahead and put it on for 90 seconds. And as that's curing, we're going to talk a little bit about how to mix appropriately, because as you can tell in this cup, I still have some left. Hopefully this will be enough to coat my other side of my pup. If not, I'll just go ahead and squeeze a little bit more of my resin into the cup, mix it well with my popsicle stick or my silicone brush to make sure that it mixes evenly. I will tell you this, if the one side of your acrylic blank is darker than the other, it's kind of satisfying because it will show through to the other side. However, if it's too light, then you can tell the difference. Darker is sometimes better than lighter when it comes to building on an acrylic block. While I'm waiting for that to get finished, I don't know. I know like everybody's like different about keeping things kind of clean. I'm just gonna go ahead and clean off my brush, even though I'm gonna use it again. It's just so much easier to use a baby wipe. It wipes right off, and you can follow it up. If you don't like how a baby wipe works, you can always use a paper towel. And I got these from the Dollar Tree, so you don't have to go out buying anything fancy. I use a roll of paper towel per week on the multiple projects that I work on. So that's finished. I did a 90-second. So I would take this off and I would feel, is it tacky? Is my finger sticking? A little bit, just a little. It's not a whole lot, but I still feel it's kind of tacky. So I'm gonna go ahead and do another 90 seconds. What's it gonna hurt, right? Add another 90 seconds to that and let it just kind of cure, and we'll see how that turns out. All right. yeah, less tacky. So now I feel comfortable with putting this down on my silicone and it's not gonna stick. And I can use my tweezers to do the exact same thing on the other side. And I'm gonna fast forward through this side because it's just literally the same thing that I just did, and put on a little tunes for you as we fast forward through this side. Okay, so technically I was just thinking on the mini keychain, you can see how I domed both sides with glitter and it made it kind of puffy on both sides of the glitter with glitter. But this side is just a natural clear acrylic block and you got that shine. And let me show you this one. You don't really have that effect. It's just gloss. Like you can tell it's like bubbled on both sides. It's bubbled. But on this side, you've got that bubble, right? And I think that looks super great. But then you've got on this side, just basic acrylic. So honestly, I think we're going to stop the tutorial there because it's up to you, right? You have two examples of how you could make your acrylic block, which comes with your brown plastic on both sides. You can dome with glitter or just with clear resin. You can dome it with just that, or you can just leave one side flat and clear, or you can use your glitter. Now I'm gonna try something else because I don't want my video to be too short. So why don't we use this as a tester, right? I'll buy more if I need to. Why don't we try to dome the glitter side, since we're not gonna put glitter dome on this side, on the acrylic block. Let's just acrylic block one side and let's see how that's gonna look. I got a piece of glitter that doesn't belong on here. It's a piece of silver glitter and I can see it. I know you guys probably can't, but I can see it. And if I don't take it off, it will bother me if I end up having to keep this one and use it. All right, so what I'm gonna do is I'm going to, and you already saw I cleaned my silicone brushes earlier, and I'm gonna just use my resin. I'm gonna apply it directly onto this side and just add a little bit here to dome it. I'm going to use my pointy silicone brush and just spread it out. I know some people use like the triple thick and different things like that. I personally haven't used triple thick because I've had so much success with this, and I'm a firm believer in buying up a bunch of crafty things, but I'm also a bigger believer in making sure I don't spend too much on something that I already know works for me and my customers. So I'm going to just go ahead and spread this out. It looks like I used a little extra resin. Epoxy is different for me. Like when I use epoxy, like it never runs over the side, but this resin particularly does run over the side. And I do like to squirt it out of the bottle. You know, it's typically just me being heavy-handed like my kids, but I don't know, I'm not wasteful, but I guess that is one way of being wasteful. Just adding a little too much, but I make sure it gets to the edges. And like I said, with resin, it's like I'm so much more generous because I feel like I can just clean it up and it's fine. But epoxy, it's just, to me, not as forgiving as resin. So I'm almost finished. I'm just going towards the edges here of the pup. And being that I did go over there, I'm gonna take a clean silicone brush and just clean up those edges real good. And I'm going to add that to this side because that's probably where it ran from. And bring it back into view so you can see it. And I have some here on my silicone mat, which is why I love the silicone mat. I can add this into those places that aren't as bubbly. And I'm going to take a little bit more resin, put it there in that area that needs to be spread towards the edges. My birthday is in August. My daughter's is in August. So these are definitely done for tutorial purposes. Otherwise, these are the perfect acrylic keychains for us to use on our birthdays. All right, so as you guys know, I'm a clean freak, so I have to make sure that all the resin that overlapped will not make my pup stick to my mat, which it shouldn't because it is silicone, but it's still leaving resin behind. I used way too much, but it is what it is. This is one of the examples that I was telling you about. Let me just wipe it off. All right. 90 seconds. Let's go.
Sweetie, your video is done?
No, the video is not done.
Santa gonna eat us cookies tomorrow?
Dari's gonna make some cookies with you guys.
Gingerbread?
Sugar cookies.
Sugar cookies. That is sugar. Mom, I'm so hungry.
I know, Dari's on her way.
Mom, what color are you?
Brown.
What you had?
I'm brown, baby.
What your eyes?
Brown.
But my eyes is red.
I know.
Oh.
Okay, so it's at 0. And here she is. I domed it. Nice and bubbly. Balloony, if you say. Can you tell? And you can easily, like if you want to add, like I said, an extra embellishment. So I'm going to open this real quick. And in usually my TikToks, I like to just kind of fast forward and have all of my pieces already set out so that all I have to do is just show you how it works. So you could put a bow on her head here, maybe on the collar, maybe on the tail, and by doing that you can use some resin, and then the resin will stick. You put it on. I like to do 2 sets of 90 seconds just to be sure, but it's totally up to you how you want to do it. You get your hardware and you attach it just like so. Like on the example, the hardware has two jump rings and an embellishment that you can add to your lobster claw or whatever type of keychain that you might be interested in attaching it to. So that's it for the acrylic and resin, acrylic blank and resin tutorial. Hope you guys enjoyed it. Comment below any types of issues you may have come across while looking at this tutorial, and hopefully I can help you by addressing some of those concerns. Or feel free to send us a link to what you do with your acrylic blanks and or resin. All right guys, we'll see you again.